My name is Lauren Malott. I am a second-year pre-medical studies major at Philadelphia University. I am also a certified nurse's assistant and will be pursuing medical school after I graduate.
My name is Megan Krugen. I'm a nurse practitioner. I graduated from University of Pennsylvania in 1996. I've been practicing ever since then in varied centers, from ER to primary care to pediatrics to work health, and have done other things where I've worked for a national healthcare company, teaching, doing all their occupational medicine and clinical education for the company, which is across the country, and now I work at Student Health at Philadelphia University.
Hi, my name is Anna. I'm a third-year PA major here at PhillyU.
My name is Megan Fields. I am a nurse practitioner here at Philadelphia University. I graduated from the University of Medicine and Dentistry in New Jersey in 2013. Most of my experience throughout nursing as an RN and also my career as a nurse practitioner has been in emergency medicine. But since October, I've been here at Philadelphia University working in student health.
My name is Alyssa Severino. I'm a fourth-year pre-medical studies student here at Philadelphia University. Some of my science background is I am an emergency medical technician. I'm also a teacher's assistant at Philadelphia University. I do some prep work as well for a lot of the labs that you'll be taking. And then other things. I've worked with other nonprofit organizations as well, and I've worked with insurance companies as well regarding medical insurance and things like that. I have been discouraged to not be a doctor, actually by my parents, which they're great people. My parents are fantastic people, but there's a huge time commitment. There's a huge, every type of commitment that you can think of, your social life, your personal life. I mean, everything kind of goes down because you have to spend so much time worrying about being a doctor. So my parents were really worried. They wanted me to have flexible hours if I wanted to start a family. So they actually kind of encouraged me to be a nurse. My mom also suggested a vet. She was like, oh, maybe you'd be great with animals. So that was definitely a little discouraging at first, to have your parents, obviously they wanted me to succeed, but they just wanted my schedule to not be completely affected by my career. My friends were always very supportive, but you definitely have some people along the way. I had some high school professors. I did not do well in chemistry. And so he was like, you can't be a doctor. If you can't do well in chemistry, you can't succeed. And then I came to college and I ended up being a chemistry tutor here now. And so that was just an amazing experience. And I definitely sent him an email with my grades from chemistry, which was a very cool experience as well.
When I was in high school, I had initially decided when I was in grade 10 that I wanted to go to medical school, and my guidance counselor told me that, as a woman, that I should probably consider going to one of the medical schools in the Caribbean, that it would be very difficult for me to do that, and he was not very supportive of that idea, despite the fact that I was taking AP courses or advanced courses as a sophomore in high school.
When I was first deciding to pursue a career in medicine, specifically the physician route, I was discouraged by friends and family to stop because my dreams were too crazy or they weren't able to be reached. I was told to stop at a nursing career and to just go with that level because I could have a family. My hours would be more stable. It would make life easier for me, but that's not what I'm about. I'm about pursuing challenges and making a name for myself, and I didn't feel that being a nurse was where my potential lied. I felt that I could be much more effective in the healthcare field should I keep pursuing additional steps to the physician position.
From what I've experienced, and I'm sure many other people in the medical profession could talk about this as well, but there's this kind of phenomenon, especially with my experience in the emergency department, where if you walk into a patient's room and you're a woman, you're obviously the nurse. And if you walk into the patient's room and you're a male, you're obviously the physician. I'm sure you can imagine how this is disturbing for many reasons. As the nurse, I was happy to be a nurse. I wasn't the physician, and it was important to me that my patients knew that I was the one at their bedside, caring for their every need. And I'm sure that as a female physician, it's incredibly frustrating to walk in and because you're a female, you assume that you're a nurse when you're actually the physician, and your patient needs to know that you're the one in charge of their care, you're running the show, and you would hope that they would have confidence in you regardless of your gender.
One time I felt like I was a little bit stereotyped against or kind of like biased based on the fact that I was a female was definitely when I worked for a nonprofit. And it was a great opportunity, but the thing was the nonprofit required me to be a little bit more empathetic, which I had no problem with, but they automatically assumed that because I was a woman, you take over the empathetic roles while the man was in charge of all the scheduling, all of like the bills and stuff, because we were putting on this big event. So that was a little hard for me, not that I mind, but I could definitely see there was some bias, like how they were distributing roles. It seemed more based on the fact that I was a female than the fact that I like scheduling, I like to be able to do that, but it went to the man because the woman's expected to be the more empathetic role.
Looking very feminine, sometimes people automatically assume that I'm weak, or that because I'm blonde that I'm automatically stupid. So some of the things that I battle with may not seem all that serious, but when I'm trying to be professional in a healthcare setting, when I'm trying to help care for patients, it makes it really difficult to do my job well.
Being in meetings that are either in person or on the phone is that men will often talk over women, even if we're telling a story or relaying an experience or even contributing to the conversation. And it's against my nature, but I've had to teach myself to just talk over them and not err on the side of being polite because they don't listen. And it's almost like there's a different set of rules where they can talk over what we've said. And it feels like, it does feel like it's discrediting sometimes.
I think if medicine is truly your passion, then that's like what your mind should be focused on. It's just your goal, like your end goal. And you just kind of have to like ignore like the discrimination or like just like any like bad opinions that people have about you pursuing a career in the medical field.
Learning how to stand my ground if there was something that I felt very sure of because of the facts. I just didn't waver. I would be accepting if someone could prove to me that I was wrong, and certainly be open-minded, but I never let someone tell me that I was wrong just because they said so.
I don't feel like you have to be a doctor, you have to be a nurse. There's so many other healthcare opportunities out there. I've seen so many friends that started off as pre-med, that now they're going to public health because what they really liked was to do nonprofit stuff, or they really liked to have these big events where they could educate individuals. I've had other friends that have decided that they want to be a physician assistant even though they thought they wanted to be a doctor, or they wanted to be a physical therapist. So definitely don't limit yourself and never be afraid to change your mind. If you start, your goal is really high at doctor, and you go and you're like, wow, I'd rather be a nurse because they're more hands-on, that's not at all a bad thing. And I would just say don't be afraid of that. Some people will tell you like, oh, did you give up? Did you decide to concede to do something easier? Never feel like that, because it'll definitely, it's your choice, it's your life, you should do whatever you feel most comfortable with.
I think what's really important, and it's not going to happen overnight, is to try to change the culture that people expect men to be the physicians and not women, and start to change how we act and how we talk around children and young women, to empower them that this is certainly a career that they could have. There's just no reason why not. You work hard, in school, and I think a lot of people, they grow up and they think doctors are male, nurses are female. So I think we need to kind of break that habit very young with our children and with young people.
To my fellow women out there who are pursuing a career in healthcare, if you ever feel like you can't continue on because of the negative feedback that you're receiving, because you are trying to attain whatever position in healthcare you are trying to attain, don't stop. Don't let those people tell you that you're wrong. Don't let those people tell you that you can't do it, because you can. And if you feel like you really can't keep going, then maybe you do need to try something else. Maybe what you're searching for at the moment isn't exactly where you're supposed to be. But you'll find it. And no matter who tells you that you can't along the way, prove them wrong.